Hey everyone! I've noticed a lot of mistakes that beginners make at the early points on in their career that really hinder them in their progress and moving forward as photographers. In this video, I kind of want to go over some of the things that really stop you from taking your photography seriously, or at least making you look serious as a photographer, so that you can kind of move forward in your photography and get to that level that you've always wanted to get to. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sergio and I'm a commercial photographer here in Victoria, BC, and I shoot mainly food and still life advertising, but for the last 10 or 12 years I've probably shot everything else that you can think of. I think what that has really helped me do, more than anything else really, is just make mistakes. I've shot so many things that I was unfamiliar with that put me in vulnerable situations that made me make mistakes so that I could learn from them and not make them again. As a hobby photographer, it's one thing to take nice pictures and work with people and just create things that are fun and pretty and beautiful, but as a business, there's two parts of you that have to grow at the same time. There's the technical skill, but there's also the business prowess of understanding what it's like to run a business and to be a business and to be a client-facing business. Because it has nothing to do with your artistry and it has nothing to do with how good or bad you are at taking pictures. You have to be excellent at taking pictures if you're charging for them to begin with. If you're going to start charging for pictures, the most important thing is that you're business savvy as well. Because now you're entering a different world. It doesn't matter that you're, like, all the experience that you have learning on how to expose an image, how to take a good photo, does not transfer over into growing your business as a photographer. So growing your business as a photographer is something that you need to think about when you are advertising yourself or where you're trying to make money, because you're not a photographer anymore. You're just another business, and people feel solicited by businesses more than most. So they don't want to work with you if you're just trying to like sell. One of the most important things that I always tell photographers that want to take it seriously and that want to make that jump into being not necessarily full-time, but even just shooting on a regular basis and making money with photography on a regular basis, is you need a portfolio that shares and talks about who you are. You can't just rely on paid work to showcase what you can or can't do. That's a beginner mistake that I think a lot of creatives fall into, is to just wait on the next project in order to create nice images and to have something to showcase and to advertise themselves as, like, oh, look at all these weddings I've shot, I can shoot your wedding. No. Because now you're at the mercy of what the client wants in those situations, or at least you should be. And sometimes you're not, and you're being hard-headed, and you're not giving the client what they want because you're trying to satisfy yourself, and that's a bad thing. That's an amateur mistake. That's a beginner mistake. And I think what's most important is to have a portfolio that talks about who you are, and to do that, you need to shoot it yourself. You need to self-shoot, and you need to create images that you like to create, so that other people can see what you can do exactly the way that you like to do it and then hire you for that. But you can't wait till a client hires you to do something sort of adjacent so that you can be like, oh, there we go, at least I can create this image and it's not gonna cost me anything. If anything, I get paid for it, and that's how I can showcase my work. You should be taking the time and investing the energy into creating a body of work that looks like what you wanna shoot, what you wanna create more of. Once you've got your portfolio, ideally, it's not just on Instagram. It can be, but ideally you should also get a website. And a website comes with an email, because I get a lot of emails from at Gmail, at Hotmail, at Yahoo, at Bing, at whatever.com, .ca, .fr, whoever, and I'm sorry, I'm not opening those. I don't care. I'm especially not clicking damn links in your email. Most of those times, it's probably spam, but if it's not spam, you look like spam. So if you're sending emails from a @Gmail account, I don't care if it's strawberryphotoshoots@gmail.com, you still look super unprofessional. You could be a child with an idea and create a Gmail account and start sending those things. Like, that's the equivalence of your professionalism right now. So if you're operating off a domain name that isn't yours, change that. If you're willing to if you want people to buy from you, make them buy from you and not from you at Gmail. So that's step number 2. Make yourself look as professional as you are saying that you are. If you're charging people for money, I better not be seeing watermarks on your videos. I better not be seeing this was the free version by CapCut or whatever. If you want to just have a hobby in photography, that's one thing, that's cool. But you clicked on this video because you have the intention to make money with photography and to keep making money with photography. And the only way to do that is to take it seriously and to show up to work as if it's a job. I don't care if you have another job, if you have 3 other jobs. If you want this to be your job, you have to treat it like a job. That means not just going out and taking street photos at sunset when it's really nice out and you've got a couple friends with you and you all go share a beer. That's not taking it seriously. To be a photographer is to not only take it seriously, but also want it more than the others that are also taking it seriously. There's a lot of people that want this. There's a lot of people that are in this space that are, this competitive space because the job is so damn cool. It's something we all want to do. It's something we all would love to keep doing. So that means there's going to be people that are probably working harder than you are. And if they're building those relationships, if they're making sure that their portfolio looks the way that they want it to look, and they're pushing their work out and they're sharing their work with the world and not being too pushy and they're being a good, genuine business to work with, that's who the people are going to book. And you have to be that person. Who would you book if you think about it? When you're thinking of a hairstylist or when you're thinking about a restaurant or when you're thinking about consuming something in this capitalist world, what businesses do you go towards? What is it that you like about those businesses? What is it that stand out to you? Is it that they have a mission? Is it that you like the colors of their branding? Is it that you like the font? Is it silly things? But just think of what attracts you in the world. Think of what draws your attention and how you can draw other people's attention with your business to them. Sorry, I touched the mic. You want to be the business that others want to lean on when they need you, and that has nothing to do with the quality of your photos. Sure, to a certain extent it does, and I think everyone who wants to be a commercial photographer should at the very least be like way better than all of their friends. You know what I mean? Like if you're charging money for photography, that's because you're doing it on a consistent daily basis and you can provide images consistently over and over again that look a certain way. And if you can do that, you're probably good enough to start charging some money. But to be booked consistently is to be a good business person, not about having the best photos in the city. It's about being the best business in the city, the most reliable, the most wanted, searched out, seeked out, desired business compared to everyone else that's also trying to do the same thing. And if that means you have to work a little bit later, you have to work a little bit harder, you have to put the effort in that you wouldn't otherwise be putting in, then so be it. That's the nature of this job. But at least, we get to take pictures and pay some bills. It's kind of cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for letting me rant. Leave a like on your way out and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you guys in a couple days. Later.